My name is Jon Berry Linder. I'm from Alva, Oklahoma, born and raised here. I've done some traveling. I've traveled to 48 states, 5 U.S. territories, and over 50 countries. And I've worked with over 50 different countries and cultures. And it's quite amazing, actually. There's quite a diverse earth we have. Speaking of earth, I like to, wildlife, now that I've kind of freed up from working on cruise ships and stuff, I'm into getting some wildlife pictures taken and helping boost the conservation of wildlife. Like the bobwhite quail is native to Oklahoma, and a lot of people don't know that the ringneck pheasant is not native. It's brought in from Europe. And anyway, the habitat is, we're losing a lot of habitat, and we've lost a lot of quail. I think some of the population is coming back, but I'd like to see more habitat for quail and deer and see the habitat improve. And I'd like to see a lot of those birds come back, sandhill cranes and bobwhite quail. Various other, even the jackrabbit. Haven't seen many of them around. And when I was growing up, it was easy. I lived up by Lincoln School. And in the summertime, we could hear the lion roar. And it was quite nice to go down there and see the lion. I forgot where I was going to with that. I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm really getting into the importance of conservation of wildlife and how important it is, the ecosystem, and even little things like earthworms play a big part. A lot of birds feed off of them. They help the ground get irrigated, or I don't know what you really want to call it. They help the ground with fertilization and getting some proper air and water and nutrients to the plants that the habitat requires, and get rid of the invasive weeds and growth. I guess that's where I'm going to start focusing a lot more on, is wildlife photography.
Do you have a chance to get out much into nature?
I have, yes. I do have the opportunity. Lately I have not gone out as much as I should, but I'm going to start doing that more. Now, I'm just going to start doing it a lot more now. I kind of took a little break, so.
Are there any particular areas you hang out mostly in Woods County, or do you have some other areas you like to go?
I love Northwest Oklahoma. Black Mesa, even a little ways from the panhandle of Oklahoma, is Two Buttes, Colorado. A farmer rancher from around here named Larry Heaton drew me a map once. They have some business up there in Colorado, and he drew me a map to Two Buttes, Colorado, and I lugged my 4x5 camera out there, and it's quite a hike. But it was nice that he drew me that map, and I got some nice pictures of Two Buttes. It's just nice to get out in the wildlife, get away from everything, and just get out and just enjoy the fresh air and enjoy, the beauty of nature. I don't think people are becoming more aware of nature, I believe, than they have in the past, and I think a lot more people need to stop and just look around, take a nice walk, and enjoy the birds and even some insects or something, not necessarily the mosquitoes or flies, but ladybugs and stuff like that, lightning bugs.
In your work here that you're showing at the Graceful Arts right now, do you have any of your nature photography in it?
I do have. I don't have any wildlife up, I don't think, right? Yeah, I do. I have bobcat up. As a matter of fact, glad you mentioned that. Dad and I were out calling turkey, and of course we're in camo, and we're on a ground turkey blind, and we don't use tents. We usually put up branches and use the natural resources, anyway. And I heard the leaves rustling, the dry leaves, and was waiting to see a turkey come around the corner, you know, strutting, because Dad was, we were sitting side by side in the blind this time. I had my camera and gun. He had his gun and call. He was an excellent caller. And these steps in the dry leaves were kind of slow, but I knew something was coming, and it popped around some sagebrush with this bobcat. And I raised my camera, I got a couple of pictures in, I started nudging Dad, Dad, look, it's bobcat. I took a few more pictures, and then I thought, well, heck, you know, like, he froze because he couldn't really make out what we were. He could probably imagine he'd see the wildlife. We were all in camo. So I flipped up my flash, and that click didn't make him move at all. But as soon as I hit the first picture with the flash, I got one picture of the flash, and he was gone. But it was quite that. Basically, what that bobcat was doing was coming in to get a meal. He thought he was going to sneak in and get a turkey, and he ran into Dad and I instead. We let him go. He went on, not without a picture.
What other kind of pictures do you have here at the exhibit?
I have some. I actually have one picture. It's quite. I like a lot. I don't know. It was done on a Polaroid, and it's a sunflower. And it was. I had it scanned and printed to a canvas wrap. I think it looks quite nice. I like that. I've got a Harley Davidson motorcycle there. There was a convention at the Aloha Towers in Honolulu, Hawaii, and that was one of the pictures that I took there. I got a lot of pictures of Hawaii. Anyway, have old Joe. Old Joe's there. It's that was done on a 4x5 camera. He was a resident. We did a field trip. That's an old picture. We did a field trip to Erie, Colorado when I was going to art school. That was probably 1983. And he was coming out of the post office. It was a very small town. It was smaller than. It was a pretty small town. It's about 3 times the size of Hopeton, maybe, you know. But anyway, he was coming out of the post office, and I asked him if I could take his picture, and when he came back out, and he said, yeah, and he sat down, and I got some nice pictures of him. The teacher liked the picture. I like the picture. I think it's great. I think it's one of my favorites. I've got some lightning up there of the sky. We get quite a bit of lightning around here. That actually came off my surveillance camera. It's amazing what those surveillance cameras catch. It caught a lot of lightning. And I've got several other things up, but you just need to come down to Graceful Arts Studio and Gallery and see.
Okay.